Welcome back to Easy English Daily, everyone. I'm Leo, and today we're diving into a topic that touches all our lives, daily habits. You know, those small actions we repeat that really shape our day, and sometimes even our whole week. With me today to chat about her own routine is our wonderful guest, Emma. Hi, Emma. It's great to have you here.
Hi, Leo. It's great to be here. And yes, daily habits are fascinating. I think they're so important for feeling organized and, well, just for life in general, right?
Absolutely. And it's a fantastic way for our listeners to hear natural English about everyday life. So, Emma, let's start at the very beginning of your day. What are your usual morning habits? Can you walk us through a typical weekday morning? For example, what time do you usually wake up?
Okay, a typical weekday morning. I'm definitely an early riser, so I usually wake up around 6:30 a.m. The very first thing I do, before I even get out of bed, is stretch a little. It really helps me feel ready for the day. Then I always make a cup of coffee. I love that quiet time in the kitchen. I often sit by the window and just enjoy my coffee for about 15 or 20 minutes. It's my calm moment before the day really starts. After that, I usually do some light exercise, maybe a short yoga session for about half an hour. It's a key part of my morning, and I feel much better when I do it. Then I take a shower and get ready for work. So my mornings are quite structured.
Wow, that sounds incredibly organized and peaceful. You mentioned, I usually wake up and I always make coffee. These words, usually and always, are so helpful when we talk about routines. They're called adverbs of frequency, and they tell us how often we do something. Very useful for describing habits. So, after your structured and active morning, what happens next? What about your habits in the middle of the day? Do you have any specific things you always or sometimes do during the afternoon?
That's right, Leo. Adverbs of frequency make it easy to talk about habits. My afternoons are a bit different. I typically have lunch around 1 p.m. I try to make it a healthy meal, some vegetables and protein. After lunch, I often take a short break away from my desk. Sometimes I go for a quick walk outside if the weather is good, or I just step away and listen to some music for 10 minutes. It really helps to clear my head and prevents me from feeling tired in the afternoon. I always try to finish my most important work tasks before 5 p.m. because that's when my concentration is usually at its best. So I plan my work around that energy curve. It's not always easy, but I try.
That's a very practical approach, Emma. Taking a short break and planning your tasks around your energy levels is smart. Many people could learn from that. So, as the day starts to wind down, what are your evening habits? How do you relax and get ready for the next day? Do you have a special routine to help you sleep?
Yes, evenings are all about winding down and preparing. Around 6 p.m., I start to cook dinner. I really enjoy cooking, so that's a relaxing habit for me. After dinner, my husband and I often watch a TV show together, or sometimes we just sit and chat about our day. We try to limit screen time closer to bed, so around 8:30 p.m., we usually turn off the TV. Before bed, I always try to read a book, again, but a lighter, more enjoyable one, not something for work. I also prepare my clothes for the next day and make a small to-do list. This helps me feel ready and reduces stress in the morning. I usually go to bed by 10 p.m. Getting enough sleep is a habit I really value, and these steps help me achieve it.
It sounds like you have a really thoughtful evening routine, Emma, focused on relaxation and preparation. That's fantastic. You used around 6 p.m. and by 10 p.m. These are great examples of prepositions of time that help us specify when things happen. Around means approximately, and by means no later than. Very simple but very effective in English. Now, do your habits ever change, or do you try to stick to them strictly every single day, no matter what?
That's a good point about the time words, Leo. They really help us be clear. As for changing habits, well, most of my daily habits are quite consistent, especially the morning and evening ones because they set the tone for my day. But of course, life happens, right? If I have a special event or if I'm traveling for work, my routine definitely changes. For example, last month I visited my family, and my usual early morning yoga was replaced by a family breakfast. So I don't stick to them strictly every single day. I try to be flexible, but I always try to go back to my usual habits as soon as possible because they make me feel good, help me stay productive, and frankly, I just feel better when I follow them. It's about finding a balance, I think.
That makes perfect sense, Emma. Flexibility is key, but having a good foundation of habits is clearly beneficial. Thank you so much for sharing your daily routine and insights with us today. It's been really insightful for me, and I'm sure for our listeners too. And listeners, remember, talking about your daily routine is a brilliant way to practice your present simple tense, adverbs of frequency, and prepositions of time. Try describing your own habits this week. Join us next time on Easy English Daily for more natural English conversations. Bye for now.
Thanks, Leo. Bye, everyone.